In this video, we'll talk about how to select any object or a group of objects for the purpose of editing or organizing. Like most other operations in Rhino, you have more than one or two ways to get the job done, so feel free to use whatever works best for you. The simplest way to select now is just by clicking and the object will highlight. We can also add objects to the set of selections just by hitting the Shift key and picking them. And if we pick too many objects, we can hit the Control key and re-click them and they get subtracted from the set. Turn those off. We can also use what's called the box method, basically drawing a box. I'm going to go from left to right around some objects. And notice only those objects that were completely inside are able to be selected. So this entity here wasn't included. If you want to use the other kind of box, which is called the crossing box, we just go the opposite direction, right to left. Notice that the marquee is actually some dashed lines instead of a solid line. Now anything that's halfway in or less will show up as part of the selection. So you can even mix and match. If I hold down the Shift key and draw another box, I can continue to add more things to that set. I can then hit Control and individually subtract them one at a time from that set. There's other ways to select objects. We can go to the Edit menu, select Objects, and here it lists every single possible way you may want to select an object by its type, by its layer, by its color. You can even give objects names. This is actually a pretty handy way to do stuff, but this is not that convenient. So I'm going to go ahead and use this dialog pop-out for selection, and here's all the same options. So you can select on the title bar to pull it out. You can work this way, or like any toolbar, move it to one of the sides, and it should dock. So now we may want to select just all of the line entities or curves in the scene. Those will highlight. We can select all the surfaces or polysurface, which means it's joined together. Notice how each time we click, it just adds those to the prior set. One of my favorite features from the Edit Select Objects is this last option, Duplicate Objects. So let's demonstrate how that works. Let's say I were to make a copy of this. I'm going to use the Control-C and then paste Control-V. Now when I click it, this window pops up automatically to indicate multiple items and let me select. So now there's two of those surfaces in the exact same position. Now, if you were to right-click or hit the Enter key or spacebar, even by accident, it's going to repeat that last command. So you could very easily have lots and lots of copies where only one is wanted. So in the past, you had to select each one and delete, select one and delete until you got back to the original one. Now with this Edit, Select Objects, Duplicates, it picks all of them except for one. So if I hit the delete key now, those are gone. Let's reselect just to verify. And I don't get any other options, so there's only one remaining. Great little feature. So selecting object is critical to your workflow in any 3D software, and selecting objects one by one only works while the project is in the early stages. Later, you'll need to start using some of these advanced techniques, but you can always mix and match your preference for selecting.